Hi guys, we are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to turn on post notifications. So everybody is talking about Icespxce basically being underneath Nicki Minaj's Vogue photo shoot. Vogue cover was posted on the Vogue page and on Nicki Minaj's Instagram. And of course, her thirsty ass is saying, oh my goodness, I love this. She is back underneath Nicki Minaj's comments. She wasn't commenting for a while because Nicki Minaj has basically removed her from the kingdom. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, she's always shown Nicki Minaj love publicly. Okay? But the thing is, Icespxce don't like Nicki Minaj privately, and that's why them text messages got leaked. Okay? The Barbs are so gullible. Let's be very clear. Now, if you guys remember, I believe in 2023, or was it 2024? It might have been last year when her text messages got leaked and she was saying Nicki Minaj was jealous of her. She gave Nicki Minaj an opportunity for Barbie World. Nicki Minaj is selfish like her mom. All that was revealed in those text messages. I don't know why the Barbs seem to think otherwise. And with that being said, yes, Icespxce apologized behind the scenes, but let's be clear. She didn't apologize until her album came out. Okay? Let's be very clear. She apologized in that article she posted on Billboard, I believe. But that wasn't until her album came out. It wasn't like she posted, I'm sorry, right away when the text messages got leaked, because she was hoping that the Barbers would think it was fake. Unfortunately, when Nicki Minaj hit that unfollow button, we knew that the text messages are real because allegedly Nicki Minaj spoke with Baby Stormy, okay, and got the receipts. Nicki Minaj be getting the receipts behind the scenes. Now, with that being said, do I think Nicki Minaj should forgive Icespxce? I don't think it's necessary. I feel like Icespxce showed her true colors. Saying that you gave Nicki Minaj an opportunity, that was just weak. Now, moving on to Cardi B. Cardi B either is getting humiliated or this is a PR stunt. But her and Stefon Diggs are in Miami, and he was spotted out mingling with a bunch of women that aren't Cardi B. And allegedly, according to the fans, he did pull out some coke. Okay? With that being said, I think Cardi B is one of the dumbest broads in Hollywood in female rap. So I don't feel bad for her. I actually think this definitely could be PR because I just can't see why you would want to get humiliated by a football player when you just got out of a divorce, okay? She prancing around town, but her fans are wondering when she gonna be dropping music. And she hasn't even used the hype around her relationship with Stefon Diggs to release any music. She still is a big flop. So with that being said, I really do not feel bad for her. I hope he slept with all those women. And, it is what it is. She probably wouldn't care. She probably joined in. You never know with Cardi B. We see Cardi B everywhere at the club, dotting and bopping on a beach, on a yacht, on a boat, but she can never put out music for her fans, and it's kind of sad. She's probably one of the laziest female rappers in the game, okay? And it's honestly kind of pathetic. But the good thing, though, is that with Cardi B not putting out any music, she's dying down her hype. And eventually the fans will not care. I don't even think the fans care now. I see a lot of her fans dragging her on social media because she has not released any music, but she's prancing around town with Stefon Diggs. A lot of her fans are upset about that and saying that they will officially unstand Cardi B in the future. Now, because Cardi B is dotting and bopping in Miami, fans are begging her to do something now that Nicki Minaj has released her Vogue cover. A Cardi B fan said, "Cardi B, baby, you need to do something seriously." And a fan responded to that post and said, "God is gagging at, and obviously they're gagging at Nicki Minaj's Vogue cover. And a lot of Cardi B fans are upset that Nicki Minaj could be starting her rollout for her 6th album while Cardi B hasn't even started her rollout for her second album. So that's what Cardi B fans are upset about. Now, it looks like Garbage Gang, because they're losing, they want Cardi B, who is never going to do this, but they want her to sabotage Nicki Minaj's rollout. They are saying, Cardi B, baby, tomorrow will be a good time to roll out the album, because obviously since Nicki Minaj is coming back, all the girls are going to want to come back. I'm sure Megan's going to drop, D0JA Cat's going to drop, Cardi B's going to drop a flop-ass single. You know, it's like they can't do nothing without Onika Tanya Mirage. I mean, it's giving corny in my opinion. Like, that girl not dropping until 2029, and y'all trying to make it seem like when Nicki Minaj drop, Cardi B got to drop. And only thing Cardi B is going to do is get surgery and get her back blown out in Miami with Stefon Diggs, okay, while he continues to cheat on her. She looks dumb. Now, moving on from that is D0JA Cat coming to save Megan Thee Stallion. Devil Nation is a little bit worried about Megan Thee Stallion's future as an artist. She's getting dragged on social media thanks to Tory, Amber Rose, and Champagne Thickums, because now more people believe that Tory did not shoot Megan, so she's getting dragged for that. On top of that, Whenever flopped on the charts. You guys did not support Whenever. I think it was bubbling under, but y'all did not get it to the Hot 100. So they are counting on D0JA Cat to come in and do a record with Megan Thee Stallion to help her career. Okay, now, you know, they also think D0JA would be another great female rap collaboration, but D0JA is also getting dragged. Allegedly, Devil Nation feel like D0JA and Megan might not be a good time to work with each other, only because D0JA is also getting dragged on social media due to the umbrella incident. Everybody is saying that she's an industry plant. D0JA Cat right now is not getting dragged. Icespxce is flopping, JT is flopping, Cardi B won't release her second album. Only D0JA Cat can save Megan Thee Stallion, because Nicki Minaj won't. So let me know how y'all feel about it. I think D0JA Cat should do the record with Megan and charge her $500,000. Why? Because, bitch, you need me to chart. You can't chart by yourself. It's clear as day. Only time you charting like that is when you dissing Nicki Minaj. So I'm charging you $500,000, and also for promotion, I'm gonna charge you another $100,000 to promote the record. Now, moving back on to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj speaks openly about fame and motherhood. She said, as a woman, I postponed becoming a mother. Many women in the industry, especially older than me, have not had children. Some didn't regret it, but others did. I postponed it, and then I didn't go to every Thanksgiving, Christmas, or birthday party because I had to work to support my family. I think the price was not having a normal life. Today, things are different because I can give my son what I have, but there are things that I would like to assure him and that I have figured out how to get him. When we go out, for example, I have to worry about someone photographing it. So every day I have to decide, is it more important to go for a ride with my son or to avoid him being photographed? Now, moving on from that, Nicki Minaj also talked about being named the greatest female rapper of all time by Billboard. She said, I'm extremely grateful. It surprises me. At the same time, I try not to dwell too much on the charts or awards. It's the only way I can keep moving forward. Now, in regards to that, I feel like, you know, Nicki does care about getting certain awards. Not all the awards. The EBTs, nobody cares about. The AMAs, trash, nobody cares about. But I do feel like Nicki Minaj probably wanted a Grammy. And she deserves a Grammy. And I think the Grammy should give her an honorary Lifetime Achievement Award. Okay? Because it just doesn't make logical sense how Nicki Minaj could be the #1 female rapper in the game. When it comes to stats, lyricalness, face card, everything. But then give the other girls who haven't even accomplished half of what Nicki has accomplished throughout her career, or remain relevant as much as Nicki, and give them awards, okay? Like, come on. Megan has 3, Cardi B got 1, D0JA Cat got 1, D0JA got 1 off a mixtape. Like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And I understand she blackballed, but I feel like Nicki Minaj probably wished the Grammys would do the right thing and give her an award. And they need to do that by the time she retires. The Grammys need to do the right thing and give her a Lifetime Achievement Award. And yes, you can say, oh, she don't need it. Some of the greats don't have awards, like, you know, Snoop Dogg doesn't have a Grammy. Katy Perry doesn't have a Grammy. So there's some people that don't have Grammys and they're icons. But I just feel as though Nicki Minaj deserves it. Like, and it needs to be, you know, rectified. This is the only way they could rectify it, by giving her a Grammy and publicly apologizing to Nicki Minaj for blackballing her like they did to The Weeknd. That's all I gotta say. Now, moving on to Cardi B. Cardi B has been caught in 4K looking botched again. Oh my goodness. Squidward thighs, please come to the front of the congregation. You look a hot stinking ass mess, per usual. Now, as we know, she's in Miami, dotted bopping with Stefan Diggs. He is out there with multiple girls. Cardi B is one of his concubines. And she was twerking and dancing. And look at that botch ass BBL liposurgery that she got. Looking a mess. Goodness gracious. I feel like Cardi B, it's just, I don't know how much surgery she got to get, but it just always looks a mess. Now, what she needs to do, she needs to go see D0JA's doctor. D0JA, Sweetie, you know, Beyonce, they got the best BBLs or lipos in the game. Even Meg, her BBL is more proportioned than Cardi B's. I don't know what's going on with Cardi B, but she just always looks a hot mess. And, you know, even that bathing suit is low-key giving Fashion Nova a sheen. Like, the bathing suit is not even hitting. It looks a mess. I mean, I just don't understand it with Cardi B. She just never gives when it comes to the looks. I don't understand it. She can dress sometimes, but then it just feels like her botched BBL ruins a lot of the fashions that she wears. Now, moving on to another flop. Unfortunately, Scratch Off's Nobody has debuted on the Billboard Bubbling Under chart at number 3. Okay, for the Hot 100, it is on the Bubbling Under chart. At this point, I think Scratch Off should just end her music career. Okay, like, you've been dropping back-to-back flops for how many years now? Honestly, I'm gonna have to give you 50,000 lashes. It's ridiculous. How many times can you drop and flop? At this point, I'm wondering, how is RCA the colorist recouping any money from her? They definitely ain't. Now, moving on to Queen B. After 51 years, Queen B becomes the first black woman to win country category at the American Music Awards. Okay, after 51 years is crazy. But I'm not really shocked. The only thing I will say is, you know, Queen B, I'm happy that you got the recognition for black artists in country. I'm happy that you won Album of the Year. But never, ever make a country album ever again. Never. Okay, we don't need it. You did one. I don't ever want you to do that ever again. If the next album, Act 3, is not R&B or pop, you can just sit the fuck down and retire. At this point, we don't need a rock album. We don't need a jazz album. We don't need it, okay? I love Queen B, but I'm tired of all the experiments that she's doing. It's unnecessary at this point. So I'm saying this with all the love that I have for Queen B. The Cowboy Carter tour was lit, you know. But I just feel as though we don't need another album, though. A song I don't mind, but we definitely don't need another album. So I'm hoping that this will be the last time Queen B does anything country. I understand she's from Texas, but we just don't need it at this point. Now, moving on to Shaboozey. He addresses the viral reaction to Megan Morani's comment about the Carter family inventing country music. Now, here's a clip of his reaction.
The award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music. This year's AMA.
Now, everybody knows that black people created country music. Let's just be all the way 1000. And like usual, white people stole it like they steal everything else. Okay? Let's be very clear. But I feel as though he probably should have kept his composure, because now he might have made some white people upset. And them white people was streaming that song he had, the bar song that went #1 and was like the biggest hit of 2024. All the white racist people was streaming that song. So he probably pissed them off, okay? But then he tried to clean it up a little bit. You know, he did try to clean it up. He put out a statement when they asked him about it, and he said, "When you uncover the true history of country music, you find a story so powerful that it cannot be erased." Basically, white people did not make country music, and they're trying to erase black people from creating that genre. Okay, that's basically all he's trying to say, and I completely agree. But you got to understand, these white people be running the industry, so you got to be careful what you do and say, because you can easily get blackballed. Now, unfortunately, the 2025 American Flop Music Awards earned a reported 99,000 viewers, down 97% from 2022, where it last had its show, okay? And I think it has to do with the lineup. They had a terrible lineup when it came to who was performing. Anytime you seen J-Ho perform at her big age of 56, then you know it's going to be a flop. J-Ho is not going to bring in the viewers. She is not Queen Bee. She never will be. Can't sing. She can dance, okay, only because she's Hispanic. But other than that, she can't sing. She was using Ashanti's vocals and writing for years, okay, and didn't give credit. And then on top of that, she made a fool out of herself, and she will be receiving 100K lashings because she decided to be in her Britney era and kiss a man and a woman on stage, trying to appeal to the gay community because her career is on Floppiana, which we don't respect, okay? I think this was all performative. Okay, no shade, and obviously she's performing, but I just feel like it wasn't necessary. And who asked J-Ho to perform? Why would you have J-Ho perform when she been hot musically in 2010? She ain't got no hit records now. You couldn't even get Shakira. I mean, she's on a world tour, so I can see why they probably asked for Shakira and ended up with J-Ho. But you should have got Karol G or Shakira or somebody else other than J-Ho. Nobody cares about J-Ho in 2025 musically. Let's be very clear. And to be quite honest, this was giving midlife crisis. Like, nobody want to see J-Ho kiss nobody. Okay, that lady is almost 60. And it's really no shade. She looked good for 60. She's almost there. But the point of the matter is, it feels like you're just too old to be acting like this. You know, we already got Madonna, who thinks she's still in her 20s, and it don't give what it's supposed to give. Okay? I need people, at least artists, to mature and act their age. And J-Ho, to me, I just feel like it wasn't authentic. Like, you really don't even like women like that. Kissing a woman on stage, it just gives corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even authentic. Like, you don't even give that. And then on top of that, you doing this at 56. Like, I don't know. It just don't make sense. And I'm not age shaming, but I just feel like these artists, they gotta act their age. They do. Like, Beyonce acts her age. She's very mature, and she knows how to be sexy and when to be sexy, but she still acts her age at the same time. Same thing with Brandy and Monica. I feel like J-Ho, she tries so hard to appeal to the younger generation, and it just don't give. Okay, that's why she's flopping now, and that's why she's going through a divorce. Or she's already divorced on her 5th one. So, unfortunately, J-Ho got to receive 100,000 lashings because it was just a hot stinking mess. Okay? Now, the paid room needs to receive 50,000 lashings for putting out an exclusive footage of Tory getting stabbed in jail. Okay, he got stabbed 14 times in jail. They was trying to take that man out. I don't care what nobody says. You don't stab nobody 14 times unless you're trying to kill him. Now, with that being said, the paid room clearly was told by Devil Nation to put that out and humiliate Tory. Ain't no reason why you needed to put that video out. And the fact that y'all probably paid for the video or got it from Devil Nation, it's just corny. I'm like, I know, like, us bloggers, we're supposed to be messy, but I just feel like there got to be a line. And I feel like posting a video of somebody getting stabbed 14 times, it's just, like, it's unnecessary in my opinion. But hopefully it helps Tory's case. You know, he got transferred to another jail, but he needs to be freed. But even then, they might get him when he is free. Anyway, I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.